Hello everyone, my name is Isaac and welcome to Season 2 of the Adrenaline GT GT3 Championship. We are here at the Nordschleife for all of the Round 1 action here for Lobby A. We are really excited for this one. This one is going to be absolutely ripping. We are starting at one of the hardest tracks on the calendar, one of the hardest tracks you could say on the game. It's a very long lap. Let's have a look at our track map. So, all new track map graphic for this season. 25.3 Ks worth of circuit around here. The GP circuit combined with the Nordschleife layout makes for a very challenging experience and a very challenging 25 Ks, which includes over 2 kilometers on the back straight. So definitely plenty of opportunity for slipstream. You can get a nice run out of that into the final complex of corners. 97 corners around here, including the infamous carousel. There's plenty of overtaking opportunities around here, but also there's going to be times where you will need to stay single file. So look out for cars maybe getting held up as they're on different strategies. It's an 8-minute lap around here, so a very long lap. Maybe we might see someone break the 8-minute mark, but it's not happened so far in qualifying. Mandatory medium tyre as well for this one, so most cars might run a 2-2 strategy. You might see some cars run a 3-1 or a 1-3 strategy as well, but keep an eye on that. We'll get about 2.5 laps of fuel out of the tank around here with our settings. Let's have a look at our grid. So M. Barton on debut for Adrenaline GT, very well known in the GT7 community, also known as LP11. Smashing Apex for FR Racing will line up from second place for this one, so a great start for him in the brand new. He's in a Supra this season, so great to see him lining up in second. Another one of the FR Racing cars, Prying Stingray, will line up in third. Rockstar 420M for Evolution Sim Racing lines up in fourth. Curving Texas, the other one of the FR cars, lines up in fifth. GT Ted, representing 666 Racing in the M6 Endurance BMW, will line up in sixth. Justin L for CP Motorsports in the Nissan will line up in seventh. Street Style, and he was in the Mustang last season and burning it out at Dragon Trail, and now we see him in the Beetle for this season. So very interesting car choice, and we'll see how he does. He's qualified 8th, so he's done well so far. ADR Mo moving from the Thursday night series over to jump into the Tuesday night series as well, so great to see him jumping in for this one. He's also in the BMW M6, he's in the Sprint model. Arnie 78WA making his debut in Adrenaline GT this week as well, followed by K-Dot in the NSX for Zero Motorsports. NOS Racing in 12th for Toyo Tires Racing. Dorsey in 13th. Jay Walbutton in 14th. L Sandwich 15th. And BDL Flash is down the back in this one. So a few new faces today for this race. We are very much looking forward to it. We're going to jump into it now. It's just me this week. But let's jump into all the racing action. Alright, here we go. A 16-car grid to get us underway for Season 2. We are off. Barton will lead them away towards Turn 1. Brilliant start from all our drivers, weaving all over the circuit. So far, so good, though, as we come down into the very tricky Turn 1. Deep on the brakes, as you dare. Justin getting very close to the back of GT Ted there. And we've got cars pushing and shoving ahead. Curving Texas gets a little bit loose on the run down towards the bottom half of the GP circuit, and so far so good. Everyone's keeping it clean at this stage, which is really good. That's what we love to see. We want to see it clean and tidy as we head down towards the bottom, as the cars come down towards the hairpin at turn 5. Everyone sort of just line astern at the moment, keeping it clean. That is this is the Toyo Tires Citroen of NOS Racing, and the Zero Motorsports NSX of K-Dot in front of it. Obviously runner-up last season overall, and third place in the GT3 series. He'll look to try and do one better this season, or even take it to the top. But he's going to have some competition. Let's look at the better electrical car of Dorsey. That is a very, very nice looking Lexus RCF GT3 car. The Lexus is great for the classic supercars liveries, and he's pulling it off there. Absolutely wonderful. A half-second penalty already for L Sandwich, so not the start to his race that he would want. He's got BBL Flash right behind him. These two obviously both in the old NSX last season. El Sandwich decided to upgrade to the newer model, and BBL Flash has gone a different direction and taken the Lambo for this season. So very different choices. We saw them in the same car last season, but they've gone different ways this year. Team XV, that's a lovely looking Team XV livery for El Sandwich. Let's check in up the front now. So as we look forward to our grid, everyone running very well so far. Street styled in that lovely looking, in the Bertie Beetle, the Bertie Beetle it is, and it looks very nice, very well presented. The green lights, it looks very mean. I call it the green machine. As it charges towards the back of Curving Texas in front of him, we call the P4 Merchant. Will it be another P4 today? We'll have to find out as we get later onto this one. I've heard a rumour that if he gets another P4, he might retire. But yes, here we go. This is the first season as well of teams, so throughout this one we will bring you all the new teams that are on the grid. But having a look at the gap that Barton has pulled already. This guy, he is one of the best GT7 racers in Australia, and with no Ridwan this season to defend his title, we needed his shoes to be filled by someone else who was going to run away with this one, and I think it's going to be Barton this season. He's got a lot of pace in that BMW already, and it's a very lovely looking livery. But yeah, look at the gap he has already pulled to the cars behind. Smashing Apex and prying Stingray, chasing him down in the FR Racing Toyota Supras. So this is one of the teams that we see this season. So the Toyota Supra FR Racing cars, drivers are allowed to have, in terms of points eligibility for teams, you're allowed to have 2 pro drivers and then 2 pro-am drivers or am drivers. You're allowed to have as many, if you don't have any pro drivers, you're allowed to have up to 4 pro/am drivers, or pro-am/am drivers. Obviously there's 3 FR racing cars in this race, Smashing Apex, Curving Texas, and Prying Stingray. Prying Stingray won't be eligible for teams points in this one, but he will be eligible for individual points. So it becomes a very delicate battle, I guess, for teams of, do you try and work together to make the team's championship happen, or do you just go for the individual championship? And knowing Ridwan, he'll say just go for the individual championship at this stage. It's only the round 1 of the season, so we might see that come into play later in the season. We've got the hardcore livery of Rockstar 420M for Evolution Sim Racing. He is the nominated pro for them, and GT Ted not far behind. Obviously 666 Racing lost their pros in CJS Pup and Rowan, or RBS GT7 early last season, and so they were looking for new pros, and they have got one in GT Ted. He is absolutely flying, and this man, I kid you not, his steering wheel, he's got a Logitech G29, it's mounted to a stepladder. He uses a stepladder and a paint bucket to go racing, and he is currently in 5th place, and I think that is absolutely nuts, because he is mixing it with the guys that have professional rigs, like proper sim rigs, and he is mixing with these guys. Smashing Apex has lost out to Prying Stingray now, who is now ahead, and he might fall victim to Rockstar 420 here. He is looking in behind as well as they come towards the carousel for the first time. So we're about halfway into this lap now. We're at the 5-minute mark. We're over halfway, probably halfway in terms of the physical distance. We're Smashing Apex holds on to 3rd. These guys very close. Let's have a look at the back. Justin L running sort of on his own. Last season's runner-up in the GT3 series and the overall series champion. Elected not to use the number 1 this year as well. Said he wanted to stick with the 44, which is very number 44 of him, as we know. Lewis Hamilton, the other 44 driver, also has chosen, when he's won the F1 title in previous years, to stick with his number instead of taking on the number 1. So very on brand for the number 44 driver. And Curving Texas in the 3rd of the FR Racing Supras, not too far behind at the moment. We have ADR Mo has gotten past Street Style. So ADR Mo on debut in the GT3 series, a regular stalwart of the Thursday night series, won the Ferrari series last season, has decided to step up and get involved in not only the Mazda races on a Thursday night this season, but the GT3 races on a Tuesday. He's in a beautifully presented Boost Mobile livery in that BMW. It looks very nice, and he is pulling a bit of a gap on Street Style in that beautiful Birdie Beetle livery. I can't get enough of that. That is wonderful, and I'm not just saying that because he's my Trackstars teammate. It is a very, very nice livery. CTS BFO Arnie as well. Some very nice liveried cars early on in this one. They're looking very good. Just seeing who's where on track at the moment, so I apologise. While we do that, I'm going to take you on board with AGT K-Dot. We'll go in helmet cam for this one. We'll take you for a bit of a ride down the front straight, down the back straight, I should say, as we make our way around the Nordschleife. So much speed carried through those final corners. We've got two cars in the pits already, so Prying Stingray and CTS BFO Arnie are in to the lane. NOS Racing will go through in the Citroen GT3 car. So two cars already coming in. So Prying Stingray maybe looking to get a undercut on Barton, although I think that gap was quite large. So maybe just looking to get onto the I believe it's medium tyres, second set of mediums early here, and run to the end. Maybe a little bit of fuel saving involved to get to the end of this one. Let's check in with our leader now. Here he is, and Barton running away with this one. Look, he is here. There is Smashing Apex. So the gap has grown already. He did an 8:13 on the last lap, and Barton did an 8:06. So very, very quick in that BMW. He is one of the fastest, as we said, drivers in the game, really. He's very, very quick. But this battle pack here at the moment, Smashing Apex GT Ted trying to find his way past Smashing Apex into that second place. This is a very good battle from the FRN 666 Racing boys as we come down towards the final stages of the GP circuit and look to enter the Nordschleife section. As they brake, they turn right, and up the inside goes GT Ted. That is a beautiful move. They make slight contact front to rear, but that is into second place for GT Ted. Great move, great racing, and 420 Rockstar 420, I should say. He is sniffing on the back of Smashing Apex here as well as they come through the first section of the Nordschleife circuit. They are pushing hard here. GT Ted, you can see he's just got a little bit more pace in that BMW at the moment. So he is gapping Smashing Apex a little bit. Maybe a bit of fuel saving from Apex as well to save him time in the pit stop, but it means that he is losing out to GT Ted at the moment. Very easy to get into a rhythm around here, and that BMW is quick. So no surprises there that BMW has got a lot of pace in it. A bold choice, I think, going the Nissan GTR from Justin L, but it's a very well presented CP Motorsports livery with the cool drive theme. Does look very good. He's not far off this battle pack either, so we'll look to move in on them as well at some points. Curving Texas in 6th place. ADR Mo in 7th. Street Style in 8th. Remember, we've got two cars that have pitted so far already. Let's check in with them. Now we go down the back of the field to Dawsey in 15th. Jay Walbert in 16th. Prying Stingray and CST BFO Arnie are the guys that have pitted. I'm just going to start calling him Arnie because that's a lot of a lot of letters to make sure I get in the right order every time. But Prying Stingray has just got past El Sandwith, who has yet to stop. So looking to get pace in the car early here, Prying Stingray. Maybe try and make some ground up on Button if you can, who I believe may be fuel saving. So Jay Walbutton down the back, goes into the wall. Oh no, he's going to try and catch it into the other wall on the other side of the track. And that is so unfortunate. He struggled in this Porsche towards the back end of last season. He had a couple strong results, but they were overshadowed with the struggles that he had in the car. And I think they are just, unfortunately, they are continuing for him so far this season. I don't think it's a track that agrees very much with the mid-engined capabilities of this Porsche. But he'll do his best, and he is down in 16th at the moment. Very frustrating for him, obviously. But we've got our next round at St. Croix this coming week, so hopefully we can see him jump back up the top of the field there. But let's check in with our leader. The gap he has pulled is insane. I know that track map is very small, but if you look closely, you can see the gap he has pulled over GT Ted in second, who has gap smashing Apex now, so he has pulled away a bit on this second lap, smashing Apex with Rockstar right behind him as they come through the midsection of this circuit. So we're about halfway through the lap again now. This is the, I believe, the long straight before we get to the back half of the circuit, where we start with the carousel, and that is the technical section of the circuit. It's all technical, but that's the extra technical section, the tough section. If you get it slightly wrong, you can lose seconds to the cars around you, so it's important to get it right. And battling through there is very tough. It's very tough to overtake through that section of track, and a lot of room and respect has to be given between cars to avoid major contact. So Justin running in 5th, Curving Texas 6th. Let's take you on board with Curving Texas for this technical section of circuit as we enter the carousel. Such a tough section of circuit, and he is absolutely nailing it so far. Curving Texas, great driving. ADRMO not too far behind, and then from there we have Street Stylen, who is following closely behind in the Bertie Beetle car. Very lovely looking car. I do very much like that. I'm a huge fan. It started out as a bit of a joke. Everyone said, oh, someone's got to drive the Beetle. Oh, Ferb should do it. And then he did. So, very funny, but very good. It looks very quick. It sounds beautiful as well. And he does race with the VR on, so he's got the VR, as he says, surgically attached to his face. So I don't know what this car's like to drive in VR. I haven't actually asked him yet. I'll have to ask him what the VR is like to drive, but in this car. But I know some cars it's really good. Some cars it limits your visibility. For now, he is closing up to the back of ADRMO as they come down the back straight. The very long back straight as well. and then into the final complex of corners. So M. Barton, our race leader, is in. GT Ted is in. He was on the soft tyres. That's probably why he had a bit of a tyre advantage and a bit of a pace advantage over Smashing Apex, who's also in. Curving Texas is in. So that's the top 6 cars are in. ADR Mo and Street Style are also in. So no one has stayed out. So all cars are coming into the lane. M. Barton, 72 litres of fuel into that BMW. He is away. Tyres going on for GT Ted. He will be away. Prying Stingray jumps up into second. So everyone else has decided to pit. Prying Stingray will stay out. And you see the brakes glowing on that Supra. That looks very cool. GT Ted out in second. Smashing Apex out into fourth. So third for GT Ted. So podium places still to fight for. Justin L. is closed up to the back of the cars in front. Rockstar 420 lost out to Justin L. in the pit stop. So we'll see what happens. Maybe just a bit too much fuel in the car for Rockstar and has been jumped by Justin L. Curving Texas still stays in 7th position, but might have some work to do with 2 laps to go in this one. So 2 laps to go in this race. Everyone's sort of finding their space on track. El Sandwith finds himself up in 11th, so great job so far. CS Arnie, I should say, was one of the cars that came into pit on the previous lap, and on his out lap did a 8:46, so maybe a spin for him on that lap, which was costly, and finds himself now down in 13th. So unfortunate for him to now be down in 13th. BBL Flash into 14th. Dorsey in that Lexus just maybe struggling a little bit to get to grips with this circuit, and Jay Watson finally into the pit lane. Been a very tough race for him today. Fastest lap so far goes to BBL Flash with a 8-minute 31. Everyone will pretty much get one go at this in terms of fastest lap. With only being 4 laps, you have obviously the first lap of the race, which doesn't count, and then you have your out lap and your in lap for the pits, which obviously don't count, and so you have 1 spare lap, which means everyone gets 1 lap and it's 1 chance to set the fastest lap of the race. And these guys battling it out, I don't think it's going to be them, but look at this, Smashing Apex right on the back of GT Ted, and Justin L is also right there. So these guys very close at the moment. This is the battle we are watching. Prying Stingray obviously well ahead of these guys, and then M. Barton well ahead of him. I don't think it's going to be much of a contest unless there's a mistake from either of those guys today as to who takes out first and second place in this one. But very, very, very aggressive from GT Ted so far in this race, and finds himself up into 3rd, so great so far from him. Justin L, obviously reigning overall champion, as we mentioned earlier. More competition this season, which means he has more work to do. You can see the sparks flying. This is very, very good racing between these guys. They are so close together. There's not much separating any of them, and there is a lot of pace in all of these cars at the moment. Check down the field. ADR Mo has been jumped by Street Style, and so that Beetle might not be the quickest of the cars, but it certainly makes up for its time in the pit stop. I believe that was a move that was made in the pit stop. So great job from Street Style to find himself back up into 8th position. AGT K. finds himself into the top 10 in this one. So great so far from him as well. And then down the field, everyone's starting to spread out a little bit. The battle on track at the moment that is closest is the battle as Justin L finds himself into 3rd place. So we've missed something there. GT Ted has dropped down to 7th. So maybe some sort of contact, but Justin L now up into 3rd place. This is brilliant from the CP Motorsports driver, just working quietly to find himself up the order. Smashing Apex is right behind him now as well. Pushing really hard. You can see his tyres squealing in the background. That sounds like Curving Texas making his way through. But yeah, Smashing Apex getting very aggressive on the rear of Justin L, looking to fight for that podium spot. This is very aggressive stuff. Rockstar 420, very aggressive on the back of Smashing Apex as well. This is getting very spicy with about 1.5 laps to go in this one. Smashing Apex has a look up the inside of Justin L, but thinks better of it, backs out of that one as they come towards the run up the hill, through around, basically wrapping around the mountain and into the second half of this lap, where it starts with the carousel. Pushing really hard in the slipstream is Smashing Apex. You can see how close he is. Side by side now they go. Smashing Apex just edges ahead of Justin L and moves back up into that third position. Rockstar 420 as well, sniffing behind. Slight dab of the brakes as they go through that fast left-hander down towards the heavy braking zone into the back end of this circuit that starts with the carousel. So heavy braking, back to second gear, up through the gears now as they run down towards the carousel. How late do you dare to brake? Make sure you get the right line through here as well. You don't want to mess that line up. Stick on the inside berm. Use it to your advantage to carry speed through the corner. Very, very nice from Justin L. He's built a bit of a gap to Rockstar now, to Rockstar now, and Curving Texas is now catching up to the back of Rockstar 420. Tyres squealing everywhere from these guys. They are pushing these cars to the edge in this one. It's brilliant stuff. It's very lonely here, I have to say, without one of my co-hosts to join me. Hopefully we'll get someone in the commentary box next week. Would love to have Chris jump in, but he's not feeling very well, so obviously hoping that he feels better soon and we can have him in the commentary box with us again next week. And obviously happy Father's Day to all the fathers around Australia. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. Obviously this video will go out on the Sunday, so wonderful. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and maybe capping it off with some Adrenaline GT race coverage. Hopefully it's good to watch. But Rockstar 420 right on the back of Justin L. Now here we go through this section. This is not a section where you can really overtake cars. So it gets on the grass, trying to find a way around Justin, who's making that Nissan incredibly wide. And we're coming through towards the back end of the circuit now, down towards the back straight. So maybe if he can just bide his time a little bit, he might be able to make a move through down along the back straight, but he's dropped off a little bit now, just not as quick through that section. It's very hard to follow around here sometimes. As he closes up to the back of Justin L. Pushing really hard is Rockstar 420 down the back straight now. Is he close enough to get the slipstream? Let's ride on board. I don't think he's quite close enough. Curving Texas behind is not quite close enough as well, but he's got a lot of pace in that car. You can see him closing up to Rockstar 420 now as they come down towards the final braking zone. Oh, it was going to the breach first, so through this left-hander. This is the run down towards the final braking zone. How late do you dare to brake for this final complex of corners? Rockstar 420 right up with Justin L now, having a real good look at the back of the car, runs slightly wide into this penultimate corner and drops off the back again. Here we go. This is now Curving Texas looking up side by side down the front straight with Rockstar 420 up to look in the inside. Has that move done? He is ahead as we come into the first corner. Squeezes him to the outside. Beautiful move into the first corner. Great overtake from Curving Texas, and now he can try and set after Justin L to continue that run of P4 finishes. This is great racing from these guys. Smashing Apex on those soft tyres has pulled away now, obviously, from this pack of cars. Great work from all these guys so far. It's not over yet. Rockstar 420 looking to come back at Curving Texas here into the bottom section of the GP circuit. Turn 5, the slow right-hander. Very long corner. You've got to be patient on your throttle application through here, and they all are. Rockstar gets a slightly better exit than Curving Texas, but it's not enough to make the move just yet. This is very good, very hard racing between these guys. It's great to see. Great stuff. Obviously, we're on the final lap now, and yeah, Barton not even in the question of will he finish at the top here. I very highly doubt that anyone is going to catch him in this one. Rockstar 420 right on the back of Curving Texas. Whoa, very aggressive through there. Looking to the outside, half-second penalty for Rockstar. He'll serve that at the back end of the lap. So he's going to have to carry that all lap until we get onto the back straight, and then he'll have to serve it. So that's very frustrating for him to get that early on in this one. And they can sting on that back straight as well. GT Ted still running in 7th. Street Style is still 8th. Has a little bit of a gap now to ADR Mo. And everyone else down the order has sort of started to spread themselves out. NOS Racing not too far behind El Sandwich, but with a half-second slowdown penalty. So everyone just sort of running their own race at the moment. Jay Walbutton, yeah, just very, very frustrating for him today. Yeah, 9:09 on lap 2. That's very frustrating. Prying Stingray has the fastest lap of the race. He is our race leader. By the way, M. Barton. And look at the gap he has. You can see the gap he has to Prying Stingray, and then you can see the gap that Prying Stingray has to all the cars behind him. The gap, the pace that these guys have is absolutely ridiculous. These guys are so quick, and it's going to be so interesting to watch this unfold throughout the season and how they perform. Yeah, just absolutely insane, these guys. Justin L. Holding on to 4th place at the moment. Probably won't catch Smashing Apex for 3rd. Curving Texas not far behind in 5th. Rockstar with that slowdown penalty just sort of dropped off the back now. These guys pushing really hard to fight to the end and make up as many places as they can. This has been a great race from all these guys. A great way to start our season. Obviously, probably a little bit uneventful given the long nature of this circuit and the fact that the cars can spread out so much easier because like half a second around here is not much, but it does add up, especially around a circuit as long as this. So L Sandwich and NOS Racing. Let's go on board with El Sandwich here, our resident professional YouTube streamer. Obviously, massive fan of his work here at AGT. Let's go on board and have a look at this beautiful Nordschleife circuit. Does look very nice, this car, and the lights on the back of it as well. You can see the lights going. Obviously, very dark Nordschleife circuit here. GT Ted pushing hard in 7th place. Obviously, that contact earlier with Smashing Apex meant that he is down the order in this one. Rockstar still carrying that half-second penalty. As I said, he'll serve that later on in the lap. And we're into the back half of this lap now. We're almost at the end of this one. Very long race for only 4 laps. It's a very long circuit. As we said, 25 kilometers of racing. And yeah, very interesting and a very challenging circuit to start our Season 2 off. Obviously, we go to St. Croix next week. I'll run you guys through the calendar after this race. But this guy, Barton, as we mentioned earlier, LP11, Meta LP11, one of the fastest guys in Australia on Gran Turismo. He is absolutely nuts at this game. He's just an alien, you could say, on this game, on this circuit. And we knew coming into this season that he was going to be someone that was tough to beat. He took out the Enduro quite convincingly and made his intentions very clear from the start. He's in the 22 BMW this season. Unsure if he's doing every round, but the ones he does do, I think he will cement his place as very competitive, as evidenced today by the look at the gap between himself and Prying Stingray. You can see Prying Stingray in the background, 4 seconds up, and very possible that he's going to do a sub 8 minute here to finish this one. It's been a brilliant race from him. He has started his season with a bang, signaling his intentions to take it to the very best of AGT and show them how it's done. And Barton will cross the line to win here at Nurburgring and does do a 7 minute 59, which is absolutely insane. Prying Stingray is going to come across the line on his debut to finish in second place. Looks like he's slowing down a little bit, maybe out of fuel. Yeah, I think he's out of fuel, so we'll just roll across the line, have plenty of gap to Smashing Apex behind, who will cross the line to finish third, so a double podium for Prying Stingray, but obviously the stewards will have to look at that. Justin L comes home in fourth, Curving Texas in fifth, great result for those guys, and GT Ted, as a result of Rockstar's slowdown right on the back at the end of that one there. Street Styling in the Beetle, great result, 8th place, beautiful run to come home for 8th in that one. ADRMO, big slide out of the second last corner, and he will come home to finish 9th place in this one, so a great result for him in this race, 9th place. AGT K. in the first of the Honda NSXs, the Zero Motorsports car. He will come across the line to finish in 10th. The only Zero Motorsports car in the grid field this week for Tuesdays. El Sandwich just holds on over Arnie in that one. So great result for him to finish 11th. NOS Racing, a bit of a difficult one for him today, as well as Dorsey and Walbutton and Flash. These guys had very difficult races. And Flash not even on the back straight yet, so he'll hopefully be there shortly. But NOS Racing will come across the line for 13th. Dorsey will come across the line in 14th in that Better Electrical RCF Lexus. Jay Walbutton, very difficult race for him today. Hopefully we can see him bounce back next week as St. Croix and put on a nice result there. You can see BBL Flash not too far off in the background as well in this one. So there we go. Oh, just a lovely shot as he goes under the bridge there. But yes, that is the race. We'll wait for these final cars to cross the line. A little bit wide there on the exit of that left-hand kink from BBL Flash. Slows it right down into these final sections of corners, and he will come across the line in that Lamborghini Huracan to finish in 16th place in this one. So a bit of a difficult race for him today. That is the race. Let's have another look at our results just one more time. So, Aaron Barton wins that one by a fair margin over Prying Stingray. 20 seconds, in fact, after Prying Stingray ran out of fuel right before the line. He comes home second, Smashing Apex third, Justin L in fourth, Curving Texas is fifth, Rockstar 420M is sixth, GT Ted seventh, Street Style in eighth, ADRMO ninth, AGT K. in 10th, L Sandwich in 11th, Arnie in 12th, NOS Racing 13th, Dorsey 14th, Jay Walbutton 15th, and BBL Flash in 16th. Let's have a look just quickly as well. I just want to show you guys the calendar for this season. So, we've just had round one at the Nurburgring, the Nordschleife. We go to St. Croix next week for round two, and then Kyoto Yagajiwa, for round 3 the week after. So a couple exciting rounds coming up. We'll go to Laguna Seca for round 4, Red Bull Ring for round 5. Here it's going to be wet there. Sardinia A for round 6. We were there for season 1 pre-season, so hopefully most guys will be familiar with that one, and we'll see some good racing there. That's on October 1st. Then October 8th, we have Tokyo Expressway East, counterclockwise, so that'll be a good one to watch as well. And then we finish on theme as well, the Tuesday after the Bathurst 1000, we go to Mount Panorama for our Season 2 finale, and that is going to be absolutely epic. That is going to be a beautiful way to finish our Season 2 calendar. 8 rounds of excellent racing and 7 rounds of excellent racing lay ahead of us. So that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed. Make sure you go and check out all the Lobby B action as well from this round. Just a quick thank you to everyone that's tuned in to watch this, and just a quick update that for this season, for the most part, it'll only be Lobby A and B lobbies, just to make the workload on myself and the multimedia team a little bit easier for this season. So we appreciate you understanding, and we appreciate you tuning in to watch this and Lobby B as well. So thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next time. Goodbye.